Kibe,
Yes, my lord.
brief rejoinder.
Yes. Now, the brief rejoinder, first of all, on the proposal of Senior Counsel Fred Ngatia, we would be happy that we come back on the 16th and the request for extension of time be adjusted because they have already had more than 14 days. So by 16th, it should be the next date that we come to court. On the issue of these developments being placed on record, we hope that by the 16th, the same would have been placed on record, particularly, my lord, because for the petitioners and whether before the Adani group, whether it can remain a relevant party or not, the issue has to be confirmed whether the Kenyan government that said the cancellation is being done in a manner that would entitle the Adani group to compensations in billions of taxpayers' money. If that be the case, the position of the petitioners would be that we shall have to proceed for a declaration that those dealings with Adani were fraudulent and unlawful ab initio, in which event no compensation is payable. With regard to the other three issues that we agreed we did, first of all, with the petitioners, my lord, irrespective of whatever the details of the cancellation, we request the court to give directions with a view that this matter must proceed for three reasons. The first one being that the petitioners are challenging the constitutionalities of various provisions of the PPP Act of 2021.
Yes.
That would have to proceed because it is not predicated on the Adani group alone.
Yes.
Number two, my lord, is that in this petition, the petitioners are saying, and we've annexed the relevant document, that when the PPP Act was made, the initial version, during the time of President Mwai Kibaki,
yes,
institutions like Kenya Airports Authority and the Kenya Power could not be subjected to PIPs, that is privately initiated proposals. And therefore, we shall be urging the court that because the President, His Excellency the President, gave intentions to use PIP to get somebody else, the court must have it say first because we can proceed on that path. PIP cannot be available for JKIA. But more importantly, the petitioners are also saying in the petition, JKIA in the first place is not available for leasing to foreigners under whatever guise. The final issue, my lord, would be this concern about public resources. Public interest litigation such as this have to proceed where controversy has arisen that relates to serious abuse of power and high-level corruption in ceding or leasing the public assets of Kenyans. And therefore, that's an issue that must be interrogated by the court and specific findings made. They are actually the same reasons why in the first place the Adani deals are being cancelled. So there must be accountability by whoever who brought Adani to Kenya before we can wash our hands from this matter. I believe my learned colleague, Honorable Kalonzo, has something to say in conclusion for the petition.
Senior Counsel?
Yes, indeed, my lord. Talking of strong winds,
Yes.
I think they blew a form of tornadoes from New York to India, and they landed in Kenya. My lord, we are talking of high-level corruption, which the United States of America have taken very seriously, and Foreign Corrupt Practices Act.
Yes.
So we brought stranger garments before you, my Lord. And all we are saying is, can they be found out? Another friend also did not like the word cancellation of contract. But what President William Ruto talked about at his State of the Nation address amounted to cancellation of these deals. So we need to know what actually was cancelled. All this is not before you, my Lord, and we look forward to interacting with that situation once it is placed before you. Our learned senior brother, Fred Ngatia, talks of the 16th of December. I think the matter is so grave, even if you don't want to tie your hands, my Lord, would even go into the new year so that Kenyans will have time, whoever has to file whatever document has enough time to file. And so that nobody will be seen to have been left behind, or nobody will have instructed, because Kenyans want nothing but the truth out of this Adani matter. And as learned friend Kibe said, we don't want to, because the president talked about will onboard others. And now, if that was to happen unilaterally, without giving regard to what the thinking was behind enactment of the Public-Private Partnership Act,
Yes.
then it will also fall short of expectations of the Kenyan people. Thank you, my Lord. We are ready to receive the directions.
Thank you, Senior Counsel.
My apologies coming behind Planet Senior. But just briefly, my Lord, I believe it should be prudent in your directions. We get directions as to what my learned senior Mr. Mosota has raised, the PO. I think we are jumping the gun when we are going straight to issues of the main petition, yet there is a question on your jurisdiction.
Yes.
Yeah, so just in terms of directions, we need to get your directions as to that. And having come in late into the petition, the copy I have has a notice of motion, a preliminary an intellectual application. I have not had any of my colleagues address the issue of conservatory orders in the notice of motion. So I am not sure if the same has been considered to, or what are the directions of the court in regards to this application. Thank you, my Lord.